I talk to a lot of guys who are in a similar position where they're making good money, but they know they're not fulfilled in their current position. Like I ask them, okay, you see yourself a year from now, 5 years from now, are you still working this job? They're like, oh no, like I would hate it if I was here. But yet if you would have asked them that years back, they probably would have said the same thing, and they're still working this job. So it's just this constant like negative downward spiral of I'm stressed, but I'm making good money and I don't really know what else I would do because it's uncertain, right? We're scared to go out into the uncertain. So what advice would you give to guys who are in that position, knowing they're working a job that does not bring them fulfillment?
You need to first acknowledge right now that you are comfortable and you're stuck in a rut and you're scared. And those are the three main things you need to just accept right now. So it comes down to acceptance of just the truth. Like no matter what you do, until you accept right now, you can't move forward because you're just in an autopilot.
I want to pause here because this gets brought up a lot when talking with guys. It's like, hey, how you doing? Good. How are you? Right? It's just this. Okay, are you actually good?
You're not actually good.
Yeah, like it's difficult for guys, and I can say this because I've been there. Like it's difficult for us to admit when we're struggling, right? We think that we have to have it all together all the time. And if you're working a job that you don't like, that can be stressful to admit that, hey, I'm not in the position that I want to be in. And looking out, it's uncertain. And that's a scary place to be. And the more that we suppress that, right, what we resist persists. So if we resist that feeling, the more that's going to compound. And then we get to like our mid 30s and 40s, and then we're piling on this stress and inflammation, and we're living in a state of dis-ease, right? So to your point, the first step is to simply accept where you are. Accept, okay, I'm not in fact in the position that I want to be in. That's step one, is admitting it to yourself. Yeah,
for sure. And then the easiest thing you can do, like on top of that, is in your next conversation, just you have to force yourself, and it's hard, right? Because there's going to be people who tell you, oh, you can do this hack and this and that. And it's going to be like, it's going to naturally be hard because you're going to be resistant to it. But like, once you can fully accept that you don't like where you're at, start manifesting that into your conversations, right? So for example, I mean, if you're not having a good day, the next time someone says, how are you doing? Say, I could be better, right? Because on the surface, you sound like, wimp in your mind, but you're at least being honest. And that'll also snap them into reality too, because they're like, oh, I'm so used to people saying I'm good, right? And then they look at you and they're like, oh, that was real. And so it also opens the door for other people to be real. And so by you being the truthful and most authentic version of yourself, you're effectively changing the world without really doing anything.